everyone, welcome back to Carl is on it. Today I'm going to be doing a review about this Carly app device. Now, Carly is essentially a tool that you can use to diagnose any faults you have on your car. It can also be used to code your car, and it can also be used to check, like for instance, a use mileage check, and so many different sort of things. So for me, the personal benefit I really like about Carly is the fact that you can code different types of features. Now, what coding essentially is, every single car that's been manufactured has an ECU. So the ECU is like the brains of the car, and when you code it, you can change what it can sort of do. Now, there's certain things that the manufacturer's locked for this car originally. So for instance, whenever you hold down the unlock button, it doesn't actually close the windows. So whenever I sort of try to close the windows, I hold the lock button, and you just watch the window, you just like, really? Yeah, so essentially it didn't really lock the windows whenever you hold the lock button, which is very, very frustrating for me. So you have to always go back inside the car, put the key in the ignition, and then press the lock button again. Ever since now I've coded the car, you can now pretty much hold the lock button and it will wind the windows up. And also as well, there's certain other features as well. So if I was to do a quick review about the car, that's one of the worst features I ever hate about the BMW E88. When it's not coded, you hold the lock button, it doesn't really close the window. So that's now been changed. Also, if I take the camera closer to you so you guys can see, I've coded this feature in as well. So number one, you hear an audible noise whenever you unlock the car, and also watch the mirrors as well. The mirrors now fold out now, as you can see. Also, if I hold down the unlock button as well, this has also been coded too. So the windows come down, and also the roof now opens. Now, quick talk about the roof. Ever since there was an update when I had the vehicle recall with the battery, BMW officially deactivated this feature. So this is one feature that was deactivated. You weren't able to actually open the roof by using your remote, your key. So now, the beauty of it now is that with this app, it's pretty much allowed me to use that feature again. That was one of my favorite features. So obviously you see at the start of the video when I hop inside the car, like when I'm running, obviously there's no police I'm running from, but hey, don't go anywhere. Yeah, whenever I want to go into a car or release the heat when it's a nice hot summer's day, like today, just hold the unlock button, the roof comes down, and voila, we're all good to go. So yeah, that's one awesome feature now that's pretty much been unlocked as well. And also as well, if you listen to the sound too, anytime I lock the car, it makes a sound. There we go. So that's also another feature as well, confirmation of locking or unlocking sort of thing. So that's also a very nice feature as well. So it shows that, you know, the car's been coded, or in case you forget to lock the car, not everyone knows that they've locked the car. It's like a guess. Have you locked the car? I don't know. So with this now, you just pretty much hold down, press the lock. You can hear it from a mile away, well, not a mile away, but you can hear it from a short distance really whenever you lock the car. And also when I was looking for, whenever you lose your car, you're looking around, you're just like, where's my car? You press it and lock it, and then you hear that noise, you're like, okay, yeah.
You naughty, you teasing me, you naughty.
Yeah, so that's the advantage of having that sort of audible sound too. So yeah, now there's so much more features that we're going to go about, but let's get straight inside the car and let's talk about it. Now, as we open the car, if you guys haven't already seen it already, I've done a video on me installing this custom steering wheel. It looks absolutely amazing now. What we got to do is complete the interior from here. The car will be, hey, look at this one, hey, don't go anywhere. Now, as we're sitting inside the driver's seat, Carly is so simple and easy to pretty much use. So this is the box you'll get sent to you. And inside the box, it'll give you a set of instructions of what to do. So first of all, it's telling you to download the app from the App Store or the Google Play Store if you have a Samsung Android phone. Then inside this here, you pull this down, and then you have an adapter. You take this adapter, and then you open up your OBD port, and then you just plug it in from there. Now this would that'll pretty much read the brains of your car. And next we do is, as you've now downloaded it from the App Store, you now open the app. So then now we open the app into here. Let me show you a quick close-up from there. Now that we're running on the app now, I've taken the cover off, so hopefully, you know, you guys can see. Don't judge the cover. So now, next thing I'll recommend you do is start the ignition, so we don't run down the battery. I'll just turn the engine on. That way, the alternators kicked in. So now, what you can do as well, oh, there's a new sound to my car as well. The headers, the manifold is now, it's been open. It sounds crazy, but yeah, let's back to this now. So next, what you do is you hit connect there, plug it in. Here we go. We'll now scan for the device. You can see it, you can already see it working now. It's now scanning, connecting to the car, and looks like it's found the car. So it tells you a couple of things. It says fault probability is medium, and then it's telling you mileage fraud possibility if it's a used car. Now I know this car has got no mileage fraud. It's been pretty much HPI checked, it's all clear, no finance, no nothing in the car, whatever. Yeah, so it'll show you pretty much everything. And also you can, there's so many different things you can do on this. It's actually crazy. So we'll go straight to the coding because this is the good stuff. But if you want to check for like all the faults of your car and everything like that, you click on health, and then it'll show you everything, any fault your car has. Now this one here would be with the exhaust because the manifold is now open pretty much. But yeah, everything else is pretty much all good. So yeah, the main juicy bit is customization. Click on that and it will show you, give you all this information. You just say yeah. Obviously read it what it says, of course, and then continue to coding, and then click on check coding possibilities. Now this will now check for every single possibility that's available for the car, in order to have it coded. So I'll show you pretty much every feature that you can do available with this car. And the more spec you have in the car, the more things you can code pretty much. So yeah, even if your car doesn't have much spec, there's still so much things that you can code that will probably annoy you. For instance, the seatbelt warning, you don't put your seatbelt. Obviously you put your hey, don't take this as an advice not to put your seatbelt. Put your seatbelt on, make sure you put your seatbelt on. Do not go anywhere if you do not put your seatbelt on. Yeah, so seatbelt warning, say for instance you're reversing and it just comes on, you can deactivate that. Yeah, so let me show you now. It now says there are a number of compatible ECUs. There's 8 different ECUs that's been identified. So again, ECU basically means the brains of the car. And also, as Carly codes the car for you, it pretty much creates a backup for you. So in case you don't want it, or if there's an issue with the coding, you can go back to the default original setting. So click OK. Now, which one would we go on to first? I've pretty much done a lot on this already, but let's have a look. So CAS, this is the lock-in and the comfort function. So let's have a look what's available in CAS. So quickly, once that runs through, I'm going to show it all now. You can see it's already created a backup. So before it even codes anything, it creates a backup of how it is originally. Click OK. Now we've got comfort start, comfort eject, comfort open using a remote. Now this is a feature that you use in order for the roof to come open with the key. So if you want that, keep that on. Comfort close using remote as well. Comfort open using key locks. Comfort close door. All these different features. In fact, let me reduce this one because this is too slow. I don't like 1.5 seconds, too slow. I'm going to put it 0.5. So as soon as you hold the lock button, it would fold the mirrors in quicker. Deactivate comfort access now. All these different features you have: easy entry, tons and tons and tons. Selected central locking. I think that's when you lock the car and you can select which side you want to lock. So you press it once and then it locks one side or something like that. Anyway. Selective central locking for fuel lid. Now anytime you want the fuel lid to open, when you press the central lock, it locks it. If you unlock it, unlocks that as well. Vehicle automatic lock. I would not recommend you doing this because my brother has locked this car. Well, went to clean this car and then went back. His keys were locked inside the car and that cost him £150 to get it, to basically get a locksmith to come in and open the door. So I would not recommend this. I think I've already got that off. Yeah, that's off. Don't want automatic door lock. But again, yeah, if you want your car to automatically lock, if you want that feature, the feature is there for you. So that's something else you can code inside the car. threshold speed for locking. So anytime the car goes at a certain speed, you can now set the time for it to lock itself. And then interior lights active with remote. So anytime you unlock the car, you unlock it, the interior lights will turn on. So if you unlock the car, it will turn on, but obviously if you turn it off, then it won't do that for you. Unlock rear window. Hey, let's have that unlocked. Actually, no, keep it off, because it tells you as well what it does. Key unlocks rear instead of trunk lid in touring models. That's only for touring models. So yeah, so many different features that you've got. So many different features. Even one for prohibit engine start without brake, so you can't start the engine when the brake is not pressed, basically. So I'm gonna keep that on. Arm disarm, alarm with locks and remote. There we go. So that's pretty much all these features. And then now we hit code now. Let's let that read the terms and the conditions. If you're happy, that agree and code. And then now this will now code the ECU. Oh, that was quick. It's already done. So in order for it to change, I recommend each time you code a different thing, turn the car on and turn it back on. And then startup on this sounds crazy. So new features now been coded into the car. Now we've got IHKA. So this is like heating engine start. Let's read that out, see what this can do. Okay, so save circulation settings. Now this, if this is a winter's day, for instance, you wake up in the morning and it's cold as heck and you want to save the settings. So say from you, instead of always coming in, putting the heating on, this, that, setting this, that, all you need to do is just set it once. When you turn the car off, turn it back on, it'll be in the same exact setting you kept it at. So that's a nice convenient feature. Show auto in automatic mode, so it will show you if it's on automatic mode or not. Blower level, the different symbols, off mode, memory on, compressor with auto modes. Now another nice feature is start stop automatic memory. Now what that is if your car has start stop, so anytime you come to a stop at traffic lights, the car switches the engine off temporarily until you put your foot in the brake or activate the clutch, then it will switch itself back on. Now one issue about that is there's been research that's been shown that start stop is not really good for the engine. It wears the engine more and also the starter motor. So this app pretty much can code that out for you since you click on. And for instance, if you were to get in the car right now and say for instance this button will start stop and I click that, it'll remember that as off and it will never come back again until you choose to decide to turn it back on again. So that's a beautiful feature which will save you so much hassle, so much time, so much annoying mornings and annoying traffic stops and, you know, people thinking that you stole the car and all that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll sort that out. So yeah, that's another beautiful feature from Carly. Now another one, this is Combi. Let's see what Combi is. It's doing a backup right now. It's talking about the dashboards. I believe that's what Combi is about, the dashboard. So it'll be like the instrument panel. Okay, let's click OK. So number one, digital speedometer. I never had that and I've set that on. So it shows you the speed that you're going at. So let me show you 1 second. I'm going to put the camera down and then show you that now the speedometer is now working. Hey, it's now telling me the speed I'm going at. It even shows there as well, so you still have your you still have your analog speed and you have your digital speed as well, which is perfect. So that way you can actually see the true speed of your car, which is amazing. So yeah, that's another nice feature as well. And it also shows you the true speed or corrected speed. So the analog shows you the corrected speed, the speedometer shows you the true speed, digital speedometer shows you the true speed of your car. So there's all these different ones that you can add in code. Speed limit warning, don't need that. Hopefully none of you guys are going 150 miles an hour. Don't judge the car, bruh. You've even got temperature warnings. You want to have every warning available, so that way you know that your car is. Ignition key warning, that as well. GPS time correction, okay, let's put that on. Permanent speedometer lighting. So basically your speedometer, if I set that on, if I was to drive during the day and if my lights are off, it would always be on. So I don't need that to be on, so no need for that. Don't do it, just don't do it. Momentary fuel consumption, yeah, I like seeing that as well. Cruise control speed display, I'll show you. Let's see, this sets the cruise control shown for a couple of seconds on the onboard computer. So if you have cruise control, it will show you how long it's set for. Daytime running lights in OBC, so that's your onboard computer. It will tell you if it's on or if it's off. Let's see, light sensitivity, gear shift indicator. It shows you when to shift gears as well. So if you have I believe a manual, it will show you when to shift gears as well. Low threshold for low range warning as well. Make sure you set it to at least 31. I won't recommend 12 because otherwise if you set it too low and your car is really low on fuel, it's basically picking up rubbish from whatever was left over from the pump, which damages pretty much the fuel pump, and also it's not good for the engine. So I recommend that. So keep that on 31, I'd recommend. Threshold tank reserve warning, yeah, you can set that to whatever you like, and after you're done, hit code now. There we go, agree to code, and that should now code. Already done. Hey, you can just see the car doing its business. Hey, don't judge the car, huh? So that's coded. Now we've got lights and footwell module. Got all different ones out here. Now, one of them that I've set, which is pretty awesome, is that if you put your hazards on, look at this, it flashes twice. Now I've got LED. I've got LED hazards as well, so you would see it a lot. Looks amazing. So it's like a very, very quick warning, you know, whenever you're around, whenever there's a hazard, it's like more in your face sort of thing. So that's the hazard lights, that's double. So that's double. Crash lights. Hey. God forbid, I'm not touching that one. Ain't nobody having an accident. Hey, don't do it. Just don't do it. One touch signal function. So this is basically your turn signal. So my one now is 1 second. So if I do that, it just does that. You can set that to be 1, 2, or 3. So anytime I'm doing like a quick move, I just do that, like one move like that. But if you set that to 3, it will do it like 3 times like this. If you set it to 5, it'll do it 5 times like this. So yeah, you set that to whatever you're happy with. You can also set the brightness of your Angel Eyes as well, even brake force display as well. So when you use this, and say for instance you hit your brake, like you just hit your brake like that, you'll see like the brake lights like flash really quickly. So that's a feature that like the new cars have. So with this now, if you were to do that, you'll see it flash as well. So these are all nice safety features that are available as well to be coded into the car. Brake force minimum speed, it shows you the minimum speed for it to work. Blink speed is fast. Now I won't be able to see that myself, but whoever's behind me will be able to see it. You got one for your daytime running lights as well. So present on all of them, and it shows you everything that's available. You can also have your side marker, daytime running lights side marker. So this is like pretty much like in US. Now let me show you now what I'm talking about. So as I turn this on now, so these are my side lights. So the side lights are now activated. So if I show you now what it looks like, you see that the indicators are now activated as well. So that's like now it's like another set of running lights. So this is what's standard in the US. They always have their indicators on like that. So I've set that on, which is pretty cool now. So it's like a US spec car now. And obviously if you don't want that, you just set it off with that feature, which is pretty awesome. And then you have here, you can set the brightness as to how high you want it for the side markers as well. You've got everything really that you can use to code different lights, warnings as well for your high beam, low beam, fog lights, everything. You've got pretty much everything on here. So you code those through and you just see your car all customized really, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, those are pretty much the main features. And of course then there's the one for the sound as well. So when you lock the car, you hear the optical sound confirmation, which is nice as well. Obviously not everyone is a fan of it, so that's completely down to your preference and your choice. Yeah, then you got your welcome hall lights. You press the light, you press the key, and then you see lights come on from the car, from the side of the doors, and it'll set, you can set the time for how long you want that to be going on for, which is nice as well. You've got so many different things to choose from, like, yeah. So let's hit code now. So now people, as you see, I've coded in the Angel lights back on again. So before it actually got deactivated, I don't know why it got deactivated, but again, that's probably what the manufacturer did as soon as I took it to BMW. So have a look now. Hey, everything turns on. Even the high beams have turned on as well. Obviously I wouldn't recommend having the high beams on because then that would burn out your battery, but yeah, you can just pretty much set that off. Even as well, if you can have a look at this as well, you can just see that as well, that's set on permanently as well, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to turn it off like that. So once you lock the car, it shuts off, which is amazing. So all these, I'm telling you people, this thing, yeah, go just bring the money, bring your money and pay for this thing. I'm telling you, it's so worth it, so worth it. So yeah, let's get into the next feature. Another feature you can use as well is live data. So this will basically show you like all the data. Now if you're into cars, you want to know how things are running, like for instance the air fuel ratio, all that sort of thing, like for instance the oil temperature, RPM, all these different sorts of things. Click on continue, and then you can set what parameters you like to see in order for you to check how the car is running. So you can even check like the engine oil level as well. Click start readout and it'll show you everything like that. And then even like the battery voltage, cooling, source temperature as well, shows you everything. And then you can just log the data so you can see if the car is running, if it's running well or if it's not running too well. So yeah people, this app is pretty much packed. I'm not even going to go too much into it, but I tried to give you a base insight as to what the app is like, and yeah, it's amazing. So people, that is now the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. There's so many mods that are coming on soon for the car as well. Also, if you haven't heard earlier, the headers of the car has been opened, so the car is much more loud and it pops and it bangs like crazy. I like, you even need to tune it. But basically, more videos coming soon than that. So I'm going to do a video what it's like to drive the BMW E88. Yeah, so I'll be talking about all about that. Also another video as well for my brother's 5 Series has been stage 1 tuned as well, about 500 plus torques, and that video's coming soon as well. And also the iDrive update as well. Yes, it is still getting done. I'm going to take the whole Sense console. Don't worry people, just make sure you stay tuned. Hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon as well, because some of you guys have not been notified for my video when I originally posted one. But yeah people, thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more and I'll see you soon. Peace.